Introduction of beer production. Beer is an alcoholic beverage usually made from the grain fermentation. It seems like wine. Wine is an alcoholic beverage that made from the fruit fermentation. The main ingredient for the production of beer is usually barley. To make a beer, there are 4 basic ingredients that used for the production of beer: barley, water, hops, and yeast. The basic idea for the production of beer is to extract the sugar from the barley and make it as a carbon source so that yeast can use that carbon source to turn into alcohol and carbon dioxide. Beer is the world's oldest drink recorded. The ancient Egyptians first documented the brewing process by using date, pomegranate, and other several herbs. Egyptians used beer for the religious purpose.
Moving on to the next discussion, which is to relate sustainability with fermentation beer. UN has come with an effort for developing sustainable economy through the Sustainable Development Goals (SDG), which focusing on 5 important elements. The target of this goal is to find solutions for both economic and societal growth of the world. The main focus while trying to achieve this SDG is avoiding environmental damage. Here we can see the 5 elements, which is people, planet, prosperity, peace, and partnerships. From this discussion topic, we are focusing on the planet and prosperity. For planet, creating a process that is safe from the aspect of conserve and preserve could contribute to sustainable cities and communities, and also life on land, such as plants and animals. As for prosperity, affordable and clean energy is put first, followed by decent work and economic growth. In beer brewing, it is not possible to create a sustainable process. New method has been developed by researchers from Technical University of Munich that applying a continuous fermentation system. By interconnecting several tanks and left to operate for several months, it is observed that the energy usage is lower than usual fermentation process. Water usage can be tackled as less water is used and emissions produced can be recycled for generating power. Based on the process, it is possible to achieve sustainability as it contributes to energy and water conservation, recycle of emission for power, and lead to a sustainable city and communities.
Now let's move on to the upstream and downstream process. Brewing is the process of production of malt beverage. Beers, ale, and lagers are the main malt beverage produced by a method called brewing. Brewing is a complex fermentation process. It differs from the other industrial fermentation because of the flavor, aroma, clarity, color, from production, and percentage of the alcohol are the main factors that associate with the finished product. Firstly, beer will undergo the process of malting. Beer is produced from the barley grains. Barley grains are first cleaned and then soaked in water for about 2 days. Then the excess water is drained away and the barley are incubated for 4 to 5 days to allow germination. The germination steps allow the formation of highly active alpha amylase, beta amylase, and also the protease enzymes as well as the various flavor and color components. For the malt adjuncts, the barley will contain considerably amount of protein. So if only barley are used for the beer production, the final beer will be dark and unstable. Therefore, the protein present in the malt should be diluted by adding additional starch or sugary materials. Sugary or starchy materials are called the malt adjuncts and includes the dextrose sugar syrup. Next, the second step is the kilning. The germinated seeds are then killed by slowly heating at 80 Celsius. This process is called kilning. The kilning temperature must not harm the amylase enzyme. Furthermore, if kilning temperature is higher, the darker will be the beer produced. Third step is milling. The dried barley grains are then crushed between the rollers to produce a coarse powder called grits. Then the next step is mashing. Mashing is the process of combining a mix of grain, typically malted barley, with supplementary grains such as the corn, rye, and wheat. Mashing will allow the enzyme in the malt to break down the starch in the grain into sugars, typically maltose, in order to create a malty liquid called wort. In this process, grease is mixed with the warm water, and this where resulting materials is also maintained at 65 Celsius for about 1 hour. So similarly, the protein is hydrolyzed by the pyrolytic enzymes into the small fragments and also amino acids. The degree of enzymatic hydrolysis strongly depends on the pH and also temperature. Beta amylase has optimum activity at temperature 57 Celsius to 65 Celsius, whereas the alpha amylase has optimum activity at temperature 70 to 75 Celsius. So the liquid obtained by the mashing is called wort. The husk and other grains residue as well as precipitate proteins are removed by the filtration. And next, it will be the boiling of the wort. In this process, the filtrate is then boiled with the stirring for 2 to 3 hours, and the hop flowers are added at various intervals during the boiling. The main reasons why boiling of wort is very important is due to extract the hop flavor from the hop flower.
Move on to the next step. Okay, the next step is the addition of hop flour into the barrel and up to 2 pounds per barrel of ale. Hop are dried female flower of hop plant, which is known as Humulus lupulus. The addition of hops in beer are to provide beer with its pungent and aromatic character and provide tannin, which helps in coagulation of remaining protein. Also contains alpha ricin and beta ricin, which gives bitter flavor as well as preservative action against gram-positive bacteria. And last but not least, hops also contain pectin, which is responsible for foam characteristic of beer. The beer production mainly utilizes the strains of Saccharomyces carsbulgens and Saccharomyces verum, which are bottom yeast, and Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is the top yeast. The yeast cells for inoculation are usually recovered from previous fermentation tank by treatment with phosphoric acid, tartaric acid, or ammonium persulfate to reduce the pH and remove considerable bacterial contamination. Fermentation is this process is usually carried out at 3 to 4 degrees Celsius, but it can also be ranged between 3 to 14 degrees Celsius. And usually this fermentation process completes in 14 days. During fermentation, yeast converts sugar mainly into ethanol and carbon dioxide, plus some amount of glycerol and acetic acid. However, mostly closed fermenter tank is preferred, so carbon dioxide can be liberated during fermentation and collected for later carbonation step. The young and green beer is stored in vat at 0 degrees Celsius for several weeks to several months. During this period, precipitation of protein, yeast, resin, and other undesirable substances take place and beer become clear. Ester and other compounds are also produced during aging, which gives taste and aroma. After aging, the beer is carbonated by carbon dioxide of 0.45 to 0.52%. The beer is then cooled, clarified, filtered, and packed in bottles, barrels, and cans. Okay. Now, let's move on to the importance of beer. Beer is well known as a drink which has many nutritional value and medicinal health advantages, as it contains protein, vitamin B, and many types of minerals. It is antioxidant and also known as and proven by science that it reduces annual mortality. So the mortality rate is reducing. It also has therapeutic effect on the drinker and also helps in absorption of phenolic compounds in vivo process. Beer has anti-mutagenic and anti-carcinogenic effect. It also has anti-osteoporosis. So if we drink the beer, it helps us a lot when we are getting older, as it reduces the risk of getting backbone aching or stuff. Okay, and then it known to reduce cardiovascular disease and also reducing risk of dementia. However, excessive daily intake lead to different health disorder. So the intake of beer should be controlled very well, as we don't want to have any health disorder because of this. That's all from us. Thank you.